every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. High through the rain, through the fire. This is my cause, my only desire.
Yes, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, and welcome to THFC. Tottenham till I die, Tottenham till we die. An exciting future. Not under the manager. I'm not impressed. I am really not impressed, but it is what it is. 7 games. Look, I'm laughing because this. I mean, we are going to go through. I mean, Tottenham are the only club, right, to sack a manager, then put out a statement on Spurs official that we're going to New Zealand in pre-season, then announce a manager, and then put out first that we've made a loss of 94-something million, and we're more in debt than we've ever been. And then about 3 hours later, oh, by the way, guys, we've given a new manager, but don't worry, we're giving them a 5-year contract. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're sensible. Of course, joining me tonight is the man. As we all know, he is known as Simon Jordan on the channel. He's logical. I'm not. But yeah, it's tequila, bud. Before we get into the comments and before we welcome people in and we get in depth in it, what is your quick view of disappointment?
Desperation is the word that comes to my mind. There's no way this was the plan. I think long term, I think this is going to be a disaster for us. In the short term, and maybe that's all that matters, right? In the short term, he could keep us up. I don't think he's the worst manager I've ever seen. In the long term, we're going to be looking for another manager within the next 12 to 18 months, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a short-term appointment. Maybe not as short-term as Tudor, but he never. You look at his track record. He plays. Look, it'll be entertaining.
Mm.
And when it blows up, and it will, that will be entertaining as well, because he's got a bit of a Conte about him.
Yeah. Why he left other clubs were because owners didn't want to buy players. I mean, if he wants an ownership to buy players, then he's come really to the wrong football club. But look, I think for the 7 games, I think something we have to get behind, even if we don't think he's the right fit or not. I think we've got to. But I said it yesterday, Caleb, that this is a manager. How long will it take a manager to get his views across to the players? 3 or 4 games? We don't have 3 or 4 games. We have 7 games to save our season. The only hope we have that West Ham are just as crap as us, and West Ham go and don't beat Wolves on Friday week. And we stay up. It is a gamble. It is a massive gamble. But can you really trust these owners to make the right decision? The answer to that is no.
No, they keep making the wrong decisions, and most of the feedback, not just in this channel, but for what I have been watching this afternoon, is that he's not particularly wanted. I'm not saying he's a terrible manager, but I think we can all kind of see probably how this is going to end. I mean, it normally ends this way at Spurs, but we know how this is going to end. It's like lighting a fuse, demo. It's like we've just lit another fuse. It's gonna go off. I don't know when it's gonna go off, but it won't be long.
Yeah. So I mean, I was good. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's just so long term. He's not the answer long term. So again, we just keep papering. There's escaping wood, and we just keep putting these crappy little plasters on. These plasters don't last, and it's another plaster. It won't cover the wound. It's another plaster.
It is. Just very quickly, I know people thought I should be doing the Republic of Ireland international watch long tonight after Tuesdays and us going out of the World Cup. I just couldn't face doing it tonight, if I'm being honest. It was too much of a heartbreak doing it last week, losing on penalties, where we were 2-0 up and we shouldn't have lost. So that was yeah. So that's why that's not going on. Let's welcome a few people in. Let's go into it. Let's read the statements. They should be funny. And then we are going to talk about a little bit about his tactical vision. And also we're going to look at the finances as well, because Tottenham did put out their financial records today. And that's not great reading either. So is somebody not telling us the whole truth when it comes to Tottenham's finances? Big up to DJ Samuel. Well, that's us relegated. See you all in the championship season. I just want to forget now. I can voice another thing. That is the genuine feeling tonight, isn't it? To be honest,
it's a mostly negative reaction from most fans. I'm not saying every fan, but I think we all see it. None of us are that stupid. We all kind of see that this is such a panic. It's so desperate, Dermo, and you don't really want to be desperate unless you have to be. And that's the position we're in. We're a desperate team who are going to make desperate decisions, and that's it.
It doesn't work. It is, and De Zerbi, we wanted De Zerbi more than what he wants us, and he wanted to come in the summer. Tottenham say, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're going to throw money at it. That's a good idea. We're going to chuck loads of money at it, and we're going to give you a 5-year contract, and we're going to give you everything you want. And will you come to us now?" And he's like, "Do you know what? I want a bit more. I want a bit more. I want you to give me a bit extra." And Tom said, yes, sir, no problem, sir. We will give you a bit more. Then he says, do you know what, guys? I just want a tiny bit more. Yes, sir. What more do you want? Name what you want. And Tottenham have just, as Simon Jordan says, bent over and said, thank you very much.
Yep.
We'll take what we have. Big up to Giant, big up Dermo and chat, big up to Tequila as well. Simply 216. Hello, everyone. We are so beeped. Yeah. Big up Dr. Tottenham Therapy. You are needed now more than ever, if I'm being honest. There will be a line around the corner to go to your surgery by the end of the season. I'm so looking forward to my 2 weeks off in the summer. Just go away from Tottenham. I think I'm going to look back in this season and no wonder I've turned more grey than I normally have. Big up Dermot and Tequila. Hope you're all well. Yeah, we are fine. Yeah, I will do. We'll get you on the show before the end of the season, Dr. Tottenham. We will do. We need to see you anyway. Big up to Leo Starman. At least we have hope.
Could it get any worse?
I don't know. I just have Benny Hill music in my head.
He's a better manager than Tudor.
So, yeah.
So
he knows the Premier League.
Yeah, and he played attacking football. So there is plus points. It's just in 12 months' time, it's going to all explode.
All right. I do have a bit of an update, so I'll give you that in a minute. Big up to you. They said, what do our players come back Thursday? He will get a good week with them. He needs more than that. Big up to Tara. Hope you're doing well. Who else has jumped in? No release called. Big up Simon Cohen. Big up boys. It's a gamble. Totally agree. Simply says, I don't think De Zerbi will keep us up with his toxic attitude. He has the skills to keep us up, but not the attitude. I'd probably have to agree with that. You look a lot better. Thank you so much. Yeah, I haven't been too great last week or so. It was up in the post. Why? So thank you very much. Yeah, I was saying to Mrs. Tron, I feel very cold. My hands feel very cold. And we've got the heating on and everything, and I just feel shivering. Maybe coming down. There is a bug going around. And also, thank you all for happy birthdays to Mrs. Tron's birthday yesterday. Really appreciate everyone.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Tron.
She's saying thank you as well. Yeah. Thank you, Tequila. Yeah, she is. She is 21 again. Apparently, I told her I will not relieve her age. If I do, you will never see me again. I will be somewhere up in the Dublin mountains with my toe sticking out of the ground. Anyone that's Irish knows what that means. So, yeah, I'm sworn to secrecy. So 21 again.
Not saying anything.
No,
Keeping
no,
out that
there'd
one.
be a few people helping, I think. Anyway, big up the kilo. Are you working on your De Zerbi impression?
I need to hear more of his interviews, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, that will be funny. The Ange has gone. Long live Ange. It's now De Zerbi. Last roll of the dice. Big up Dwayne Bonner. Good
And
evening,
Ange
folks.
was free. Ange was 3 managers ago now. Demo, let that sink in.
Yeah. Do you know what? This channel will be going for 5 years this August, right? I need to count up how many managers we've had since this channel started.
Who was manager when you took over? Was it Conte?
It was Conte.
Okay.
So if I Conte,
Do you count
Ryan
Stellini?
Mason.
Do you count Stellini in that as well?
Yeah, count everyone. So Stellini, Mason. Ange,
and Ange, Frank, and Tudor.
Frank Tudor.
Now
This
De
is our
Zerbi.
8th manager in 5 years.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
We're trying to catch up to Watford and Chelsea's record. We're doing our best.
Yeah, I think they're doing very well with that. I hope you're all well. Looking forward to seeing what manager number 3 can do. Yeah, not a lot. You just know Enoch and Lang and Vinny are going to F it up. Yeah, they are. Big up to Anthony Lyons. It says at this stage it comes down to the players. If they want to play for DZ, they will escape. If they're not, DZ's gone. New manager in the summer.
Another one?
Holy mother of God. Tequila, can't get any worse. Enoch, hold my beer.
He's right, yeah.
Yeah. Happy belated 18th birthday to Mrs. Tron. Now you're really going to get rid. Let's see. Yeah, you're in a good books. Wayne, yeah, she likes that. Yeah. Well done. Thank you so much. Exactly. Tara said exactly what I said, Tequila. We've sacked and hired 3 or 4 managers in the last 12 months. We've signed De Zerbi on the 5 years. It's laughable. No way he makes it beyond season. If that is so true.
So how much pays? So let's say that he survives 12 months if we're lucky, right? So what, we're going to pay off 4 years of your contract. So how much is that? How much is he going to get paid for when he leaves?
I don't know how much he's on. He's the high. I think he's the second highest paid manager in the Premier League. We've made him, and we're broke.
Ridiculous.
Well, it is. And Conte was 2020. Poch, Jose. Conte was after 2020. Poch, Jose, Nuno, Mason were before him. Yeah, I came in. I think I came in just in the. I started this channel in 2021. I think I started doing proper watch-alongs. No, is it 5 years? 2020. I started this channel. I think. It wasn't until Conte. I think it was just before Conte I started doing proper watch-alongs. Me and Philip Brady used to do the watch-alongs and run the channel as it is now. So yeah, we've had a lot of money. I can see De Zerbi going in there and making the players cry. I tell you one thing. I said it last night, the killer. Before we got a bit of breaking news, we will bring it to you in a second. I just want to make this point. I was saying yesterday or the day before in one of the shows I was doing that the likes of Romero, he doesn't care. These players don't care. With the World Cup coming up, they're not going to care. I said it on Talk Sport. I actually rung up Talk Sport on Sunday.
Did you get through?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was speaking to Kevin Nolan, and Kevin, his name is. He's a Spurs fan. I think it's Majestic. His name is
Majestic. Yeah.
And I will try to find it and see can I do the bit I was on. I will try to have. I will do that, or if somebody can do it for me, I if I can, because I want to put it up. And I was saying to him, Kevin Nolan was captain West Ham and played for West Ham and Newcastle. And I said to him, players cared back then. These players don't care. these players don't care. I mean, you got Romero. They care about the World Cup, but they don't care about keeping us in the Premier League. Because even if we stay up, some of these players are going to bugger off in the summer anyway. So
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, in all the years you and me been watching Tottenham, I don't think we've ever been this disorganized or this divided as a fan base. The one man that could fix it is the one man they haven't gone after. Even if it was, as you say, getting the interim in, Glenn Hoddle said I'll do it. Tim Sherwood says I'll do it. Harry Redknapp said I'll do it. I was speaking to Philip Brady, and I said to him, of course, he was saying on Sunday before I came on, get the Avengers in, assemble Avengers. And he was naming Harry Redknapp, Tim Sherwood, Glenn Hoddle. I said, get Steve Perriman in to do the team talks before the games.
You said Defoe. Defoe's is Exeter he's gone to?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how he does, because obviously not now, he's not ready, but it'd be interesting to see maybe in the future. You never know. We need some kind of Tottenham manager who's actually a Tottenham. I think he's is he a West Ham fan? But he's still obviously a Tottenham.
Yeah, he left West Ham when they got relegated. He put the transfer request in apparently.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he's not a West Ham fan then. Okay. Is he an Arsenal fan? I don't know who Defoe. Anyone know who Defoe?
No, he's a Spurs fan.
He's a Spurs fan.
He did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he is a Spurs fan.
Woking, that's it, not Exeter. Woking. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, bring in somebody that these players could probably relate to. Tottenham legends. De Zerbi's got nothing to do with Tottenham.
No.
It just doesn't make sense.
The thing is, right, let's say De Zerbi keeps us up, and then he realizes, because he's going to realize in very quick order, if he's got his history of falling out with owners because they don't buy players, is how long before how long one transfer window, after the summer transfer window, if we stay up after the summer transfer window, is he going to be unhappy because this is going to be the same shit it was before? He'll be unhappy, right? So how much do you think he's gonna be paid in his contract? Because if he's on $5 million a year,
yeah,
he's gonna get 20 million.
Yeah,
and we just paid Thomas Frank. Was it 16 to cut him off?
Yeah. Do you think we would have learnt our lesson from that?
But let's say it costs us 20 million for argument's sake. I don't know how much he's on. Is from Iannick's standpoint, is that 20 million worth not getting relegated? And the answer is financially yes. So maybe that's what they're thinking. They're thinking to themselves, he wants a 5-year contract. We don't really want to give him it. We're going to give him it because he won't come otherwise. But next summer, if he wants to go, we don't care. Because we would have saved ourselves. So the 20 million is going to cost us to get rid of him is damage. We'll take the hit because us being relegated would cost us 200 million or whatever it is in sponsorships and everything, right? So from that vantage point, if that's what Iannick's plan is that they don't care, that it was just to get him through the door.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's a wise move? Because financially, you could say that it. Well, financially though, you could say that it is.
Yeah.
It's very questionable morality kind of thing. But in business, if they're willing to sacrifice the 20 million hit so we don't get relegated, they might think that is that's a risk that we don't mind doing. They might already be they could be that they don't care about the long term. All they care about is staying in a division so they can sell up, which most of us will be happy to see them go.
They are panicking. Just a little bit of breaking news. I just come across, there's been a lot of arguments. Has he, hasn't he? Now, we got this from the people we use on the channel, and we can confirm that De Zerbi has no relegation clause. And if he wanted to leave, he would have to walk away himself or agree with the club like Tudor. Either way, they wouldn't be a payout if he did jump ship. So, what do you read into that?
I suppose he can just walk, can't he? If we get relegated and if he gets relegated, if he can either collect his paycheck, which he might want to do, though I'd imagine he's already a very rich man already. But if he wanted to become richer, then he can just get his paycheck, or if not, then he can decide to walk away and go manage another club.
Yeah.
Would you trust him to get? Would you want him in charge of us in the Championship?
No, I don't trust him to save us from relegation.
Well,
And
I think he's been brought in. I think ENIC have said to themselves, we don't care if he blows up in 6 months. I think that's what I think they've done. They don't care.
Yeah.
All they care about is us not getting relegated. And I'm going to ask this into the chat. If you look at it, is that smart? I'm not sure that it's. The more I'm thinking about it, the more it actually makes sense to me. That they don't care. They just don't want to get relegated. They don't care if he blows up in 6 months' time. They don't give a shit if he blows up in 6 months' time.
No.
All they care about is, can he get us out of this mess? And if he wasn't willing to come, and that was always the rumours, Dermo, we've been talking to him for ages, apparently, but he didn't want to come. So if they've done this just to get him in the doors, and then they'll jettison him as soon as we're not relegated. If we stay up, they might just say, "There you go, mate. There's your 20. We want somebody else. There's your 20 million. See your ass later." It won't make them look very good, but will they care that they don't look good? All they care about is that their beloved Spurs, which they're only in it for the money, that their asset will not lose 2/3 of its value. That's all they'll care about, and then hopefully they can sell it.
Yeah, it's a cash cow. That's what it is to them. It's a cash cow, and them bringing in De Zerbi now, I think, is a reckless move because they shouldn't look. To be fair, this goes back to the summer. This goes back to, I think this started falling apart, and maybe I'm wrong, the day that Tottenham got rid of Daniel Levy. I think this is when it all started to fall apart. As much as we all didn't like Daniel Levy, I think there was some sense of control. I think at the heart of it, even though Daniel Levy's a businessman, I don't think he would have let it get this far. I think he would have made the right decision. Now, for whatever reason, he left, and we may know one day, and we know there's still infight between him, the Lewis family, and himself over his shares. You left it to a man that was second in command, Vinay, and then you left the transfers to a second in command in Johan Lang, who proven in both of their jobs when they were running in previous employments, they weren't very good at it. And I think that's where the rot. I look, the rot set in a lot longer, but I think for this season, I think the rot set in then. Now, a lot of people can say, and maybe they're right, the rot set in when Ange was in charge, but maybe it did. But I think for this season, I think that's when the rot set it in, because I don't think if Daniel Levy was here, I think Thomas Frank would have been sacked a hell of a lot sooner than he was. And I think by delaying that, I think caused a problem. And then getting a man in who hasn't got a clue about A, the club, B, the Premier League, was another disaster of me. So how can we
that one I
trust
Dermo,
this?
that one I agree with you with. I don't agree with the first part, but I think that the difference if Levy would have been in charge is that we wouldn't have got Tudor.
No.
We wouldn't have
I
got Tudor.
agree. No.
Sorry, mate. Continue.
No. Why don't I mean the first part? Where don't you agree? I mean, I'm sure we do agree, but where's the part you don't? Was it that the rot started this season, or do you feel the rot started a lot longer ago?
I think the rot started as far back as Pochettino, but the most recent rot, I think Harry Kane being sold is a triggering part for me, not replacing him. We used the money to buy Brennan Johnson. We used the money to buy Brennan Johnson. That's what I'm going to say. Ange's first half of his first season was good. Then the second half of his first season was dreadful, and his domestic form was dreadful in the whole of the second half. Europa League obviously saved. Yeah, look, Europa League obviously was the exception. So I think the rot's been there for 2.5 seasons, really, which coincides when Harry Kane left. So I think Kane leaving was, I know we're just realizing, and now we're realizing even more how much Harry Kane saved us. Without Harry Kane, we were a mid-table
And Sonny.
team. And then, and then it's been a 1-2 punch. We lose Kane, then we lose Sonny. That 1-2 punch has showed us where we actually are as a club. We haven't got those two players, especially Kane. Sonny was important as well, but especially Kane, to get us out of these messes. Because I remember, Dermo, when we had Kane and Sonny, and all the games, and there was plenty of them where we weren't playing particularly well, but Kane had that one moment. He had that one opportunity, that one chance. Sometimes he created out of himself, or a lot. He became our creative outlet, right? Either he created something or he scored the goal. But his moments of brilliance, a little bit like Gareth Bale all those years ago. That one man, that one special man we had, made all the draws that we would normally get. He turned them into wins. We haven't got any players like that anymore, and you're seeing the true crux of Enix Spurs.
Yeah,
This is the true crux without Kane in them and Sonny in them.
I think we're. I mean, you and me. I mean, I grew up in the era of Glenn Hoddle and Chris Waddle and players like that. You grew up in the era of Robbie Keane and Berbatov and Jermaine Defoe, and we always had a couple of talisman, didn't we, to turn the game around from us. I think this is the first time in a while we haven't had that, either a main striker or somebody in the team that can take the game by the scruff of the neck and get us out of a hole. We haven't got that one sort of Gaza player or Gareth Bale or somebody like that. I mean, Gareth Bale under AVB, I mean, he was a player that got us out of plenty of holes. I was watching the other night the Inter Milan game when they went 4 up under Harry Redknapp, and the 3 goals he scored. I think we won the tie overall in the second leg, but it was something like that.
We haven't got any players like that, Dermo. Yeah, we haven't got, and we haven't got any players who even come close either. Like who's the closest? What, Kudos? And he's nowhere near it. He's nowhere near a Kane or Gareth Bale. Come on.
No, he's not. I mean, look, we will have James Maddison coming back, but look, before we get that very quickly, I haven't read out the statement, so let's do that. Just want to say very quick up to the bowling edge. Big up, Jeff. Sorry, Jeff, I missed that goal. Did they score, Jeff? Big up, Jeff. Hope you're doing well.
I don't know, Jeff.
Yes.
Has it been sent off? I don't know, Jeff.
I was surrounded by West Ham fans the other day. It was very on. Like, I had loads of West Ham fans that just felt very outnumbered. But apparently they're sending me bubbles to teach me how to blow bubbles, apparently.
God.
Yeah, I ain't going to blow any. Anyway, just very quick. Wayne says, I know people are saying in chat Ange was a legend. Ange is not a legend because he won 1 trophy. Bill Nick and Keith Berkshire, I agree with that.
I
100%.
agree. Yeah.
Look, we know Ange is in the bracket of the only manager to win us a European trophy behind Keith Berkshire, behind Bill Nick. But winning 1 trophy doesn't make you a legend. You have to win 3 or 4 to be a legend. Bill Nick is a legend. And Keith Berkshire is a legend. To me, legend just gets bounded around too easy these days. I mean, people could call us legends. But
yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm not a legend.
I'm not. No. A legend is someone. You're right. Legend gets thrown around. I don't think Ange is a legend, but then again, I don't think many Spurs people are legends. It's a short list, and it should be a short list. It shouldn't.
It should be 3 or 4 people. That's it.
Well, that's why they're called legends. That's why they're called legends, not. Yeah. No.
Jimmy Greaves, Glenn Hoddle, Keith Berkenshaw, Bill Nick. There's my 4 Tottenham legends.
I don't think in the modern era there is that many legends for Spurs. I'm sorry. No. You can make an argument. You can make an argument. The closest person probably is Harry Kane, only because he's got the goal scoring record. That's it. He's the only one who I think even you could. But he didn't win anything with us, which you're right. But he's got the goal scoring record. So does that make you a legend?
He's a Premier League legend, Harry Kane. Is he? He's probably a Spurs legend in the modern year.
He's the closest thing, I think.
Yeah, I think Sonny is also a Spurs legend in the modern era. But Ange Postecoglou, I'm sorry. Yes, he won us a trophy. So if that's the case, then is Ramos a legend because he won us a trophy? 1 trophy.
No, and nobody would consider Ramos a legend. So that's you've just proven it. Yeah.
Is George Graham a legend because he won us a trophy?
No.
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 Exactly. That wasn't me, by the way.
No, that was me. It was going off.
We are pleased to announce, says Tottenham. I love it. We are pleased to announce. They seem so happy with themselves. They're probably giving each other.
I bet they're happy with themselves.
They're giving each other high fives in the. Oh yeah, Steve Perriman. Yeah, he's a legend. Yeah, forgot him. Sorry, big up to us, man. Yeah, they're probably giving each other high fives in the boardroom. Big up, yeah, big up, Vinay. Big up, Lang. You made another disastrous decision.
They're flicking each other's bums with their towels, like you see in locker rooms. That's what they're doing. They're so proud of themselves.
That's just putting the. I do not want that image. That's going to be in my head now. Thanks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you. We're pleased to announce the appointment of Roberto De Zerbi, as our new men's head coach on a long-term contract, subject to a work permit. Let's hope he doesn't get the work permit, but he will. Joe, this is what De Zerbi had to say. It says, "I'm delighted to be joining this fantastic football club, which is one of the biggest and most prestigious in the world. In all my discussions with the club's leadership, yeah, you telling them what you want and them saying, yes, Roberto, no problem, Roberto. Their ambition for the future has been made clear. What ambition? They've never shown any ambition. 25 years has proven they've got no ambition. To build a team capable of reaching great achievements." Hang on. Have you just seen one of those dust things going across? It's like, do you know what I mean? What? Anyway.
Well, tumbleweed. Yeah.
Yeah. Ambition for what?
They just put the Benny Hill music on while you're doing this.
Yeah. We're quite optimistic about Tottenham. Believe us, we are.
Not under these bozos. Not under these bozos. We're not under these bozos.
Achievements, and we do that playing the style of football that excites, inspires our supporters. Well, that's one thing. I'm here because I believe in the ambition, and I've signed a long-term contract to give everything to deliver it. Because in the short term, I will resign, I will fall out with somebody, I will collapse the board, and I will walk away with money. I will become even richer than I already am. No, he didn't say that. To give a contract to give me everything to deliver it. Our short-term priority is to climb the Premier League table, which will be complete focus until the final whistle, last game of the season. I'm looking forward to getting out the training pitch and working with these players to achieve that. That should be interesting. I've seen some of the I've seen some of the videos. I think you have as well, of him on the training field. How long before Romero decks him?
That'd be interesting to see how long before those two have a bust up, because you know they're gonna. Do you think Demero can take him? De Zerbi. Who's Demero? Do you think De Zerbi can take Romero?
How long before these players start scraping out we can't work under this manager?
With Tudor, it was what, 4 or 5 days with Tudor. They was when they saying it after the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Max.
That's what worries me. Sporting director, Mr. Clown 1. Roberto, I've seen what you put, Colin. Very funny. I've seen Johan Lang said, this is what he said. I will put on the Benny Hill music. No, he didn't say that. Roberto was our number one target for the summer. I thought Thomas Frank was your number one target, but there you go. I thought Pochettino was your number one target, but apparently you never talked to him. Apparently Ray's calling us a traitor. I don't know who's calling me a traitor.
Who's the traitor?
Oh, yeah. Who's the traitor? Let us know, Ray. Pleased they're able to bring him in now. He is one of the most creative and forward-thinking coaches in world football and brings with him a wealth of experience at the highest level, including the Premier League. I suppose that does have its upsides that he has managed in the Premier League. So I suppose that's something. Oh, yeah, that's about the thing. So that is what the club says. Now, we have had a bit of talk from the Tottenham Supporters Trust. Now, without getting too much into it, this is about the Greenwood situation and what happens. Now, it's something we don't really talk politics or anything on this channel. We try to stay away from it. But I think the Supporters Trust may have a point here. And I condemn anyone that does anything to women. I condemn them fully. I think you do as well, Tequila. I think you would back me up on that.
Most people would. I think most decent people would, bro.
I think the comments that he made were not right. I think he should have kept out of it. I think he should have used his words more carefully. And if he's saying these words in the press conference, then that tells me all I need to know, what this person's possibly like. Now, I know there's a thing called innocent before whatever, but I wouldn't want anyone at my club that wants to back somebody who's been done for or accused or whatever for what he was accused of. And I'm sorry. That's why I can't get behind it. That is one of the other reasons. I just can't. Yeah, allegedly, I get that, and the charges were dropped. But I think Tottenham, if Tottenham was supposed to be this club that we're all together now, they're not really being all together with disappointment, are they? I know we're walking a tricky line, but I'm sorry.
I don't think Greenwood will probably be able to come. Let me rephrase that. He'll be able to. There's nothing stopping him, but I don't think it'd be very smart of him to come back to England, all things considered. It's just smarter for him if he stays abroad. He probably won't get any kind of, what the away fans every game he goes to are going to be like.
Yeah,
in England. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but with this, De Zerbi's comments. The Tottenham Hotspur Sports Trust have been quite vocal on this.
So, do you agree with them? I do.
I do. I said you before behind the I said before we went on. I do agree with most. I do agree with it. Yes. I love this bit. The club must its commitment to values that fans hold dear. Chief among them, equality, respect, and integrity. And I agree with that. Also to say, but disappointment, communications from the club and from Mr. De Zerbi must be clearly and unequivocal reaffirmed from these values. Furthermore, these words must be backed by meaningful action, including visible and sustained support for women's charities and organisations working to combat violence against women. Yeah, allegedly. No, cheers, thanks, bud. Yeah, allegedly. But I agree with that, Tequila. And we don't like talking about this and going in. It's a murky world, isn't it? And it's very murky. But I don't want to read that. The whole statement is on their website, by the way. But I have to say, I agree with Tequila. Would you agree with them points as well, or is there something else in the statement you agree with? But
no,
would have to agree.
Yeah. As I said, the reaction to this manager is. I'm not saying we're looking for problems, because there are problems. It's not like we're looking for them, but it's just like this is you want to try to create the best atmosphere possible to give these numpty players, which is what they are, the best chance of doing it. And all this seems to be doing is already there's so much negativity from everything involved. It's another one of these appointments, which is not really. We're starting off on such a deficit already, and we need everything to be going forward. We need every opportunity we can get to try and bring some positivity back to this. And already the man's not even stepped through the door, really. And already it's the negativity, right? And I get killed negative all the time, but this is at least 3/4 of the fan base. We do not want this dude in at all. Nobody really. There's like I say, I bet you it's 25%. Max, who probably think this is a good idea. I've been looking at the chat. I don't think I've seen a one pro comment. If so, it's a couple of them. 90% of the people in this chat, and I know it's only one channel, but still 90% of the people in this chat do not think it is a good idea for this dude to be our manager. So already this, and I'm not saying we won't go and back the team because none of us want to get relegated. Most of us don't want to get relegated, right? So we'll do what we can. But this is not gonna. We spoke, Dermo. Me and you we were willing to eat crow. That's the word. If Poch came back because he went to Chelsea, me and you said that we called him a snake. We were willing to eat crow because for the greater good of Spurs, he would have galvanised us as a fan base and put a good feeling back into this club. They've chosen to not do it, and they've brought this dude in who's doing the opposite. It's just more negativity. It's more bad vibes. It's more bad feelings. And we need some good vibes at the club because these players aren't going to do it for us, right? We know that these players are not going to do it. They will not get themselves out of this. They're incapable of it. So there needs intervention from somewhere. And all we can do as fans is try and do that as supporters during the matches. But bringing in this manager, I think, with all the stuff and all this stuff that surrounds him, it's just more negativity. I think it's an absolute disaster. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he can get us the 2 or 3 wins that we need, and then I hope he goes. I hope that he goes in the summer. I do not want this guy as our manager long term, but I would like to stay in the Premier League. So if that's why Ian have done it, as I said earlier, I'm for it. Then, if they want to hire him, get him through the door, and then once we're safe, go up to his office and say, "See you later, mate. Enjoy your 20 million. We never really wanted you long term. We just wanted you to get us out of this." ENIC will look crappy. No manager will really want to play. No manager will really want to be working under them if they were to do this. But ENIC don't give a shit. And you know what? I'm at the point where I don't care either. I just don't want us to get relegated. I don't want this dude to be our manager, but I don't want us to get relegated. So if that means he comes in for 5 or 6 games, gets us 2 wins that we need, and we don't get relegated, and then we see him, then that's it. Oh, I'm fine with that part, Dermo. But as a club, we're going to look very like villains. We're going to look very, very like a poison chalice, which he already feels like he's a poison chalice club anyway.
Yeah. I see from another point of view, I think a few people I've put in the chat, and there's always 2 sides to every opinion. There's always 2 sides to somebody's thoughts. He said he backed him as a player and not what he allegedly had done. So I get that. I understand where he was coming from at that point, but I just think that I think we know what the Tottenham Hotspur Sport Trust done. We know what I think it's Women from the Lane have put out as well. I think there has to be talks and there has to be some sort of goodwill from Tottenham over this. We're supposed to be all together as fans, and already we're being divided. This manager's not even in the door 5 minutes, and already it's dividing us as a fan base for this reason. And I understand why. And I get that, and I understand why. And I think anyone that thinks differently, I think they need to take a good look at themselves. But I also feel that sometimes we can look at a situation. Yes, we may not agree with that person's opinion or what he said, but sometimes we may have to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture at the moment is keeping Tottenham in the Premier League. And if he will be our manager for the whole next season, unless something blows out between now and then. But if ENIC properly back him in the summer, and we know this squad needs a complete overhaul. With his sort of expanded football that he plays, I mean, it could be very exciting. We could have an exciting. It could be an exciting time ahead for us if we get this right, and it's all about ENIC backing him in the summer, and that's what it boils down to too. Look, very quickly, this is how he plays. I did a video on this last night. Big up to everyone. I know that was not an easy top subject to talk about, and I'm not really comfortable doing it, but because it was out there, I felt I had to say something. And I just glad that's over. Do you know what I mean, Tequila? It's not something we.
No, I don't like talking about it either because it shouldn't. No. This is meant to be a football channel, but you can't kind of avoid it when he brings it up, can you?
No, you can't. And do you feel, very quick before we get on, do you feel the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust is fit for purpose? Do you think they talk for all fans? Because I've seen
No,
all the
no.
Keith hitting back at them. Do you think that needs reorganization? And maybe it's for another show. Just very quickly, do you think that needs that organization needs reorganizing and probably bring change for Tottenham in for it as well?
Yeah, they've been a bit flimsy over the years. I know that before change for Tottenham, I know that people who were trying to protest were trying to get them involved, and they weren't exactly treated that well. So I think that they are a bit of a flimsy group, to be honest. Change for Tottenham, I've got a bit of time for. I know people are upset at them for doing that parade, but whatever. Could they get involved with that? Do we need that trust, Dermo? What is it they do? What do they do? What do they do? They write emails and they write letters. What else do they do?
Well, they do a lot of work behind the scenes, I think, for charity and that. But they need to be more vocal.
The last time I remember them doing anything, Dermo, was when Levy put the got rid of the commissions for the pensioners. That's last time I heard them chirping up about anything was then.
Yeah.
So they've been just fine all year, then, have they? With how we've done this year, have they? It's been fine. It hasn't been fine. It's been an embarrassment. We've become a shell of ourselves. We've become an embarrassment of we are the embarrassment of the Premier League.
To answer your question, I wasn't sure what he did. It says big up the club. It's okay, Dome. A question: would you have had Patrick Curver at the club? I've just seen what he did. The answer to that is no. Then I've seen what he's done. The answer to that is no. So, maybe it was early in his career in his Ajax era, but no, I wouldn't. I don't rate him as a footballer anyway.
Well, so Patrick Kluivert.
Yeah.
Why is Con bring up Patrick Kluivert? So
I'd send you it.
Okay. I'm missing something, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't realise until that, and I didn't realise I had to add.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Has he put it in the chat?
No, but my memory is. I'm remembering things now. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. I've just why that? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I put it into our private chat. There we go. The answer to that's no, bud. I wouldn't. I didn't rate him as a footballer anyway, but no, I wouldn't. Now,
he was a decent striker, but yeah.
I'm sorry if I've got some issue what the manager said about one situation. I'm not gonna. I'm across the board on this. Now, I know nobody's perfect. I know everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes more time than anyone. I'm the one that makes bigger mistakes, and I'm quite a klutz sometimes. I don't think before I speak. I do stupid things without thinking. I say things without thinking. Call it being autistic, whatever. But I everyone makes mistakes, but there's levels of mistakes you make, and I'm maybe I'm a bit harsh on that, but no. I don't know what you would feel, yeah or nay on that. Maybe you might be different.
No, I don't think you're being harsh, personally.
Yeah. Now, De Zerbi developed a reputation for playing attacking-minded football, possession-based style of football, focusing heavily on the short build-up from the goal. So going back to how am I right, Colin? Please put in the chat from right and wrong. This is sort of Ange ball and Poch ball put together, I think. So we're going back to that style of football. We don't have the players for that, do we? If we're going to start playing out from the back, we don't have that sort of type of players to do that. It's going to be worrying. I mean, we get cranky enough now when we play out from the back.
Yeah, our keepers love playing with their feet, don't they? We always buy these great keepers who are great with their feet. He'll have a field day when he gets to training and sees Vicario trying to do it.
Yeah, no, that's true. But he does. He aims to draw. I don't want to talk too much because I did put a video out this morning about it. He aims to draw the opposition higher up the pitch and century, which De Zerbi's teams aim to exploit by working the ball wide with his fullbacks, veering closer to the touchline with both sides. With his fullback veering close to the touchline through the goalkeeper, acting as an auxiliary centre back in the setup. Fullbacks are provided with the opportunity to push further forward with centre forward or number 10 interchanging positions using the space created by a deep double pivot, inviting pressure. This is how quickly would the Tottenham players get to learn this? This is going to take them a good 3 or 4 games to get their head around, because it's a whole different ball game to what we were playing under Tudor and Frank.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem when you come in near the end of the season. He's got no transfer window to play with, so he's stuck with it. Yes, again, I'm hoping that he's going to be a bit more adaptable than Tudor was. I'm hoping that he's going to play this. He's going to play a system that works for the players, not the system that he wants to do, even though he hasn't got the players for it. He can worry if he's still here next year, then he can start worrying about playing the way he wants to play. Just for the rest of this year, Demo, he's got to work with what he's got, which we know isn't particularly great, and come up with a system, even if it might not be his favoured system. I think this manager's got to be flexible. We all thought that Thomas Frank was going to be flexible, and it ended up that
I was the first one to say that.
Well, yeah, because that was
that
was what he showed at Brentford, that he had that ability, but for whatever reason, it didn't manifest with his Spurs team. So De Zerbi, you might want to play a certain way. By all means, you might want to do. I want to do lots of things. I want to go and climb Mount Everest, but I'm not going to. Right. So there's lots of things you might want to do. Yeah. I'd be lucky if I can get 10 feet up there, Demo.
I think whoever race between you and me, I think you might beat me on that one.
Maybe, just about. But it's, he can want to do it all he wants, but he can worry about that next season if he's still there. Right now, this is the crap you've got to work with, and I did call them crap. This is the crap you've got to work with. Come up with a system, even if you might not want to play it, to win us a couple of games, please. Then next season, you can worry about being specific and about playing your exact formation with the players you want. Then you can try and buy a couple of players, and then when it gets to the end of the transfer window and you haven't got the players you wanted, as all Spurs managers find, then you can lose your rag, which you're going to do, and then you can leave, and then we can get a new manager in 6 months' time.
Yeah. He's more of a pet build-up play plus a Marcelo Balestra. Intense. We did get from the person we used, the source we used, he did say this would be a massive stylistic shift for Spurs. High possession, aggressive build-up, risk-heavy system. It's a big gamble, but one that's serious upsides if it's backed properly. That's the word, isn't it? Backed properly. That is the big one, isn't it? It's about backing. Have this board, and while I was saying that, the financials come out today, and I have done a bit on this. There he is. Look, Vinay. Look, he looks a little bit sad, Tequila. Do you think he might need cheering up a bit, bless him?
Don't worry. He'll get a massive payoff when he's fired in a couple of months. He'll get a massive windfall. Don't worry. He'll end up. He can go back to Arsenal and destroy them.
Yeah. Big up to Nelson. We're still behind Man City to win the league. Don't let us down. The double's on. The double's on. The treble's on. Come on, don't let us down. You know you can do the double. You can son. We can feel it.
You can do it.
Oh dear. Oh Lord. Look, I'm gonna say this now for good on financials. I will back De Zerbi. He's our manager. I'm gonna back him. Until I feel I'm gonna back him. He's our new manager. No matter what I think about him, he is our manager, and he's the manager to keep us up. So I'm gonna back him. I'm gonna back the team, as I always do. I think to a point, Tequila, when we feel that until it blows up, and then when it blows up, I think you and me can both say, "Well, we did tell you so." But I think I think to the end of the season, how important this is. We've all got to come together. We've got to put aside our differences and come together and back the team to the end of the season, really, because it's vital if we do. We have to do it. As much wherever our thoughts on the team or the ownership or the players or the manager, relegation is something we dare not go through, dare not even contemplate. It's all about survival.
That's what I mean. So you can look at it two ways, right? In the short term, I don't think it's that bad an appointment. He knows the league.
Yeah.
He's got a good record with Brighton. He knows the league. He will play attacking football. Long term, I think you can have serious issues. But if you only want to think about the short term, which is us not getting relegated, I would say we could have done a lot worse in the short term.
Yeah.
If the choices were Dermo, you answer this. What would you? Yeah. So, okay, you get in your DeLorean, you go back in time. Who do you choose then to get us out of this? Thomas Frank, Tudor, or De Zerbi? Those are your choices. Who's got the most chances? Zerbi. Okay, well, then it's a smart appointment then.
Yeah.
If you want to look in the short term, then you've got to look at it that way.
I think the bigger picture, there's a lot of questions to be answered, but I think short term, you're right. It's the right appointment, and we've got to get behind. It's all about a 7-game season starts at Sunderland. That's all we've got. It's 7-game season. And look, I said after Liverpool, we've got an 8-game season where you start from there. You played one, lost one. You conceded 3, not scored 1. So we're bottom of that league, or second bottom. It's all about now. I never thought I'd say this. It's all about Wolves doing us a favour, us getting something. If we can get a win against Sunderland and Leeds, I think we're safe. I really do think we're safe. If West Ham beat Wolves and we don't get a win at Sunderland, I don't know where a win comes from, because then we're 2 points adrift. And then what, are we all hoping Arsenal can beat West Ham? Are we really getting to that point where we're going to have fans saying, "Oh, we hope Arsenal beat West Ham"? Are we really getting to that point?
Yeah, and as Spurs fans, first and foremost, that is the route we will have to go. Yes, because we've spoken about this before. I don't really give a shit about Arsenal. I don't.
No, I agree with you.
I don't. Not anymore. If we were flying ourselves, then I'd care a bit more. But in our position, I didn't care. Arsenal, let Arsenal win. If Arsenal win the league and we don't get relegated, I'll take that. Bite your hand off.
If Arsenal win the league, no disrespect, but they've won the league for a reason, because they were the best team over 38 games.
Yep.
If Man City win the league, they were the best team over 38 games. So I think I don't care. If Arsenal won the league, would it bother me? No, yeah, a little bit. But we've got Arsenal friends. We know we've got Brenny, we've got Nick, we know Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to say to them, congratulations, you've done well.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping Man City beat them so I can take the piss out of them more, saying go for the bottle, third year winning the bottling league. But we've got nothing to crow about.
All I care about is Spurs. I don't really care what they do.
Exactly. And it's about us. Going down is not an option. Relegation is not an option. Very quickly, we are going to talk a little bit about finances. I will go more on this tomorrow night. I'm seeing if Bobby is free. Billy from Change for Tottenham can pop on tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit. Total revenue and other income increased to 565.3 million. Profits from operations. Now, this is like, I did look I forgot what it was, but there is, I did have it up, what it meant. So, I did look into this. Let's see. It's EBITDA. EBITDA. What's it mean? I don't know. I think it's short term for earning before interest, tax, and losses and whatever. So it's for losses. And then loss after tax increased to 94.7 million. Very quickly, we'll go through this. Match receipts 120. If you look at the money we earned last season, Tequila, to the money we earned with no European football, yes, it's a big gain, but there's also a big gain in our debt as well. Does that worry you? I think it's here. Where is it? I think it's here. Our debt was our debt in 2024 was 26.2 million. That was the loss. The loss now is 94.7 million. So our net debt of 30th of June 2025 was 831 million, 0.2 million. As of 2024, it's 722.5 million.
It would concern me greatly if we go down. That part I can certainly tell you, Dermo. If we stay up, then we should bring in enough. We do need to obviously start finishing a bit higher in the league as well, Dermo. There's no getting around the fact that we had a rubbish finish last year, and it's probably going to be 17th or 16th for this year as well. So at best, so we can't go down, Dermo. We can't afford to go down.
I mean, for finish 17th, we got 127 million last year. For finish 5th, we got 165.
Yep.
It says it all.
And we're not. See, ENIC aren't used to us finishing this low. Normally, we were finishing in the top 8, more or less. I can't remember, somebody put it in the chat the other day. I think our average position under ENIC is like 7th or 8th, and that's probably what they're used to. They're not used to us being in this position.
Trust Wayne. If we start, we'll keep this entire. I think players will go, but look, that's something we will. Pardon? I know. Yeah, I'm being told by Mrs. Tron it's time to come off. I've been told off. She's my new alarm clock now. For how long? I'm trying to keep these streams to an hour, and sometimes I talk, and I get told off. Right. Tequila, where can people find you?
You can find me on the No Cell Wrestling channel every Wednesday evening, and you can find me most nights. I stream a game on the Play Pouch channel. I'll put the links in the chat. I'm going to be doing it about 9:30, but I might have to delay it by 10 minutes or so. I need to get something to eat.
Sorry, my fault.
It's all right. So yeah, follow me half 9ish to 10ish. I'll be starting in between that time.
Yeah. Tara's fallen over loving it. She said, "LOL, love it, Domo." Yeah. Well, we all know Mrs. Tron's the boss. Do you know? We all know that. We all know
she is.
She is the boss. You can find me tomorrow on All Boys Gaming. I'm going live on Twitch tomorrow at 3:00. So join me then. 3 hours from 3 to 6. I'm doing Football Manager 26. I do that 3 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm doing F1 Manager 24, where I seek and I guide Lewis Hamilton to his 8th world title. And we have called the team THFC Racing, and we've done more in a short F1 career than Tottenham have achieved this season. We've actually won a couple of races, and we're top. So Tottenham, if you are looking for new managers, me and Tequila are free.
Can we just win a game at home, please, De Zerbi? That's all I want you to do. Win a game at home, and then
we've had more managers than we've won at home this season.
Yep.
On that bombshell, we should leave it there. Do get over at 9:30 or whenever. I think it's 9:30, 2010. Join them killing zombies. It's easy. What's easy with cheat codes? But yeah, I will put the link in and onto the channel for the Twitch channel. Please do. We're trying to grow that Obols Gamer, and then every show that goes on there gets uploaded onto the YouTube channel the following day. So there's plenty of content going on our gaming channel. But guys, we're out. We're back tomorrow night at 8 with Billy from Change for Tottenham, talking all things Spurs and more about De Zerbi, more about the debt, more about him as manager. So do get over at 9:30 or 20 to 10 to the Play Pouch. Whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. And the big cockerel we trust. Any outgoing message?
It's not who we are, mate. Not anymore. There you go.
Ange made a return. Wow. On that bombshell. See you later.